Thank you for watching. This is Richard with Wisdom Investor. Stocks crashed today in the markets. We had a bloodbath of selling to the downside in almost every major exchange and index fund. We're going to take a look at the reasons for that, and is this bull market over? Is the counter trend bull market over? We're going to take a look and investigate that. So stay tuned. We start right now. Okay, so we had one of the biggest sell programs on record hit today. Stocks crashed to the downside. We had an island reversal in the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, the QQQ, and probably other index funds and stocks. So it was a bad day on Wall Street. Now, there could be several reasons for this. We have reoccurrence of the COVID-19 coming down. We've got all kinds of domestic issues going on with the rioting situation. Let's take a look at Houston considers reimposing stay-at-home order. They're getting a spike in more of the COVID occurrences here. We've got Seattle here going crazy. Seattle autonomous zone leader denies acting like warlord. They've got a whole section of the downtown that they've taken over. This is absolutely crazy what's going on. And then we have other things going on here. Here's Lululemon says sales fall 17% as retailer takes hit from stores being closed. As we get into the next earnings season, which begins in July, we're going to find out the real effects of the virus and how people have been locked down. That's when we're going to find out. We're going to find out if the stock market is going to be able to hold up here soon. So this is one case right here with Lululemon. Let's take a look at the markets here. Are we out of the bull market right now, or is there a chance this thing can continue up? The Fed wants to continue to move this market up with its quantitative easing. Now here's the Dow Jones Industrials. This is a 10-minute chart. It started off bad and ended worse. Selling just continued to the downside, had a waterfall move to the downside here. We're going to look at the Dow Jones Industrials again. This is a volume chart. We had some massive volume here, not quite as bad as we had on the way down back in March, but an increase in volume to the downside. Now the good news here is the technical indicators as of right now have not been destroyed. So we're still in the bull here as far as the Dow Jones Industrials, but if this continues to the downside, it would only take 6 or 7 days like this to be right back down to these lows. So the question is the bull over? Let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrials ETF DIA. So we were at the resistance areas here, and here's our plunge down to the downside. Broke through resistance levels, came down to support. Now this is on the DIA. If we come down to this next support line, that's going to put us in the range of about 25,000. Let's take a look here. It'd be about 24,500 on the Dow. That'd be a 3,000 point hit. We were down about 1,800 points on the day. So another day like this is down to support range. So right now, here's the top 5 stocks in the Dow Jones Industrials. Apple Computer plunged lower, down about 3%, I believe, on Apple. United Health plunging below the moving average line. Home Depot, same thing, breaking that nice trend that it's been holding quite nicely. Goldman Sachs financials dropping, and we have McDonald's also breaking to the downside. So let's just take a look here. If we break below this around 24,000 on the Dow Jones Industrials, then I think the bull's going to be broken. However, if we can hold this next support area down here, I think we're going to be okay with the Dow Jones Industrials. Lots of stocks on Robinhood sold off. You can see Ford Motor Company down 9%, General Electric down 8%, American Airlines down 14%, Carnival Corporation down 14%, GoPro down 13%. There's Apple at 3%, Microsoft 4%. A lot of these stocks were heavily bought by a lot of the buyers there on Robinhood, and they're taking a bloodbath to the downside. Let's take a look at the S&P 500 here and just see where we're headed on the S&P. Again, heavy volume to the downside, broke through some support on the S&P down to about this 290 level would be, I think, a good support. So it could go lower. We'll just have to see what happens overnight in the markets here. NASDAQ 100 QQQ also down pretty big, down about 5%. The SPY was down right around 6%. So we're still holding some support levels here. Heavy volume here. Now keep in mind on the NASDAQ, it typically starts to sell off up here when volume decreases. And then when we get some big moves to the downside and it purges sellers, the weak sellers out, get this heavy volume, then we typically start to hold on. So we could hold on to this area right here. We talked about this island reversal. You can see here we had a high gap up and then we dropped below this move on Thursday. So we had a gap up and then a gap back down, leaving this as a reversal. S&P 500 had a also island reversal here. You can see the gap up and then the move back down. And let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial. Same thing, had a gap down, leaving an island reversal on the Dow Jones Industrials. Here's the Dow Jones Industrials ETF. You can see the reversal. IWM small caps are bad shape, down almost right around 7% area, almost 8%. So again, I think if we hold this next level of support, the counter trend rally can hold up. If we start to break below that, that would be, I think, bad news. We could try to head back to the lows. Now, I think in reality, what we're going to get at this point is some type of a move back up. We could even test these highs again. As crazy as it sounds, with a big move like we had here today, we could even go back and test those highs. So if a person was going to start the bear funds, wait till we get back to the highs again. It's a little bit too late to try the bear funds at this time. Bulls, hang in there for right now. We still have a chance for this to move back higher, and we'll just see how the market reacts here in the next couple of days. Thanks for watching.